I don't have one with him as my... Wait a minute. No, diary commander.
Okay.
No.
So before...
Bailiff Michael... What's that?
Oh, no, go ahead, tell me. Bailiff?
Yep. B-A-L-I-S, first name Michael, middle initial R, and then Junior.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is the newer NCUE number, 4561.
Okay.
And the commander at that time, I thought it was Captain Colasanto, but the commander, who I don't remember talking to, but that was Captain Mendenhall, Ryan L.
Ryan L. Mendenhall, what's the spelling?
Mm-hmm. Mendenhall, and Ryan is spelled R-Y-A-N, middle initial L, last four of the social is 1124.
Okay. Okay.
And so to be a little more helpful for the dates, the date of my NCER was 2010, September 21st of 2010. So
September 21st, 2010.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would have talked to him about it probably within the year prior to that date, sometime within the year prior to that date.
So year prior to the date, so 2009.
Yes, sometime within that year, because a rating period is for 1 year.
Okay. Okay. So sometime between 2009, September 2009, and September 2010.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so in terms of what I was going to record, in terms of what we can look at as another audio file, what I just recorded now, I'll just we'll start the sort of like in terms of witness testimony right here, because I just want to be careful about what we publish about those individuals right now, because we want to see about talking to them.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, so, today is July 19th, 2025, and continuing with interviews from tomorrow. From tomorrow. Today is July 19th, 2025. Oh, July 20th? My goodness gracious, yes, it is. So, yeah, today is July 20th, 2025, and we're continuing with interviews from yesterday during July 19th, 2025. And I wanted to just recap what we had spoken about the girls. So there was 10 to 12 films, one snuff film we spoke about yesterday, conversed about yesterday. There's one more circumstance similar where you were there when the girls were killed after the filming. There were at least two girls that were killed. Was the same MO? They were shot in the head?
I didn't witness that, and I didn't know that it was coming. We completed filming. Then the girls, they said, "Hey, y'all come with us. You help pack up the equipment or clean up or do something, in reference to me." And there was another person in there with me besides the girls. And I could hear a gunshot, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. I wasn't witness to it. It was outside, and I can remember the other person saying, "Just focus on what we've got to do. That's not us or not you or whatever like that." Mm-hmm. So, I can remember wondering if it was going to be my turn next or whatever. But as far as witnessing it or anything or knowing what happened after or how they, disposed of them, I don't know any of that.
And you said you thought they were silencing the girls, and the girls were under 13.
Well, in the brothels, Samantha had talked about that they only used the girls for a certain amount of time because after a period of time where they kind of became cognizant that they weren't going to really ever rise above that, because the way that they would sell it to the girls is, hey, we're going to clean you up and make you beautiful, and you'll be around these rich people, and, they like young women, so if you can be what they want, then perhaps, you'll go off and live in a mansion with one of these rich people. But that facade or that lie or whatever only survives for so long because they're horribly abused and things like that, and after a period of time, they just kind of become aware that this is their station in life. They're never going to be, I guess, the arm candy of one of those rich people flying on Learjets, And the way that Samantha described it is, once they get to that level of consciousness, they have passed their expiration date. So they would only use the girls for a certain amount of time, and they were either recruiting or finding. I don't know how they got the girls, but I can remember even in the brief period of time that I was there, because I wasn't there for longer than just a few months.
Yeah.
Maybe even just like a couple of months. But even in that small period of time, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people killed.
5 killed during 2 months.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
I saw Sarah die. She was there or I was there when she died. Samantha killed another one of the girls. That was I think she just killed her because she kept causing problems, to be honest with you. And then the 2, which I believe it was 2, it might have been 1, it could have been 3. I wouldn't swear, on the number, but I believe it was 2 in that one shoot. And then the one girl that was killed during the filming, she was killed on film while the cameras were rolling.
Yeah. And then Sarah was committing suicide, you said.
Yes. Yes.
Patricia to terrorize you.
Yes.
So those were additional killings on top of the 5 during the 2 months, is that?
Well, let me count again. So it's Sarah, the 2. There's another one that I saw killed too.
So Sarah, which was sort of more of a suicide, but then Samantha pulled the trigger, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then one other time where one of the girls was executed in the brothel, and that was in front of all of us.
So one of the girls was executed in the brothel. And did you say that Samantha did the execution? Did they force Samantha to do the execution or no?
Two separate instances. The one girl that was executed, I did not know her. I don't know if I'd ever even hardly spoken to her, but she was killed as some sort of retaliation. Somebody was beating Samantha, and I got involved in it. And again, it was one of those people that you couldn't touch. So they came and they didn't kill me. They didn't kill Samantha. They just killed this other girl. And I don't even think she had anything to do with it. So
and was that the one in the brothel?
That was one of the ones in the brothel, yes. And then Samantha killed this other girl just because she had beat up one of the other girls, and she kept stealing stuff, and she kept trying to cause problems with the people running it, and she murdered her.
Okay.
So that was even separate of all of that. So, and I know I'm thinking of more and more.
Yeah, I suspect you'll think of a lot more.
All of these things are kind of compartmentalized a little bit. So I'm thinking, okay, this happened.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, I understand. There's a lot. You've been through a lot, and you're trying to diligently remember, and remembering you'll probably remember a lot more, and how I'm making sure is comfortable, so as
Right.
you know. So there was, during the 2 months, there was at least 5 girls killed, and the killings were all related
Yes.
to the Trump Epstein pedophile ring. There was executions, snuff film, silencing the girls.
Yeah.
And
Now, at that brothel, I never saw anybody except this big-bellied hillbilly that ran it.
yeah,
And then one other, I don't know what you call him, some mobster. That was the one that came in and shot the, kind of terrorized all of us, pointed the gun at all of us, and then just shot kind of one girl at random.
okay, so a mobster.
Yeah. And I had no idea who he was. Just some older guy, gray hair, pinky ring type person,
Yeah. And when the 2 girls were killed after the filming, tell me again what the other individual said to you, that you're good, they won't kill you, boys are hard to find.
I was working, maybe packing up stuff or cleaning, or I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I remember that, I want to say we were breaking down the stuff that they had used to film it. And when I heard the gunshot, I stopped working, and the guy was basically to the effect of, this doesn't concern you, just focus on what you're doing. So I kept doing whatever it was I was doing.
And he said boys are hard to find. You're good, boys are hard to find.
He said you're good. Girls are a dime a dozen, boys are hard to find. Something like that. That may not have been the exact words, but it was something to that effect.
Yeah. So it sounds like, in the case with the Trump Epstein ring, in terms of whoever they thought was expendable, disposable, the girls that were under the ages of 13 years old that were considered, would you say it was more about, were they financially poor? They would just dispose of them as they got older, more aware?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Once kind of the gig was up, where they knew that the lies that they were being told weren't ever going to materialize, that no matter what they did for these rich people, they were just being used.
Yeah.
They didn't want them around to kind of spoil the ones that still believed in the narrative, because the structure of that was to try to get the girls to be enthusiastic, willing participants, for these rich people. And once they had reached a certain level of trauma, then they just kind of had no use for them.
Okay. So, from your experience, all the girls that you were exposed to during those particular 2 months, they all died.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the ones that I made any kind of a closer connection with, they all died. Now, I may have had, there's not even any may to it. I had connections with more people that I don't have, didn't make as much of a concrete memory with, and I couldn't tell you what transpired after the 2 months that I was there, or if some of them made it, or ran away or escaped, or I have no idea what happened to the rest.
And was
there were always
specifically that was specifically when you were at the brothel during those 2 months?
Yes.
Okay. And when you first met Trump, you were about 8 or 9, and then the last incident with Trump, you said, was when you were 12 or 13. That's correct?
Yes. As far as I know, I wouldn't swear it could have been a more compressed time frame, say 9 to just 11, but within those years are all that I remember, around 8 to probably 12 or 13.
Yeah.
But there's a chance that it ended even before the 13-year mark. But it would definitely be within that time period.
Okay.
Because beyond that, my life kind of changed a little bit, and there wasn't, after that incident with Andy Biggs, I do not have any recollection of either being abused by anyone outside the family or any of those rich people. I had no more connection with any of that moving forward that I can recall.
Okay. And where did you go then after that period of time? Were you still with Marie Lynn and William Kyle?
Okay, so after Tennessee, after the films,
yeah,
when we moved to Alabama, there was and I couldn't even tell you for how long, but there was a period of time where I was taken away from them, placed into some sort of foster care. But I am eventually, once the investigations into their activity petered out, I eventually made my way back into their house.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you think would be helpful for us to converse about during this recording?
Not that I'm remembering at this time.
Yeah.
Even some of this in my own mind, I can't tell you which thing happened before the other thing. I have it, like some of it's chronological in my memory, but I can't tell you I am pretty sure we still lived in Tennessee when they sent me to the brothel. And that's where I met Samantha. That's where I met Patricia and Sarah. Sarah died at the brothel. I never saw, obviously, her again. Mm-hmm. But then Patricia, I saw, it would have been months or a year later or whatever at that party.
Yeah.
Samantha was already dead at that point. So, and then Patricia died at that party.
So Samantha was already dead.
Oh, go ahead.
So Samantha was already dead. Sarah died, and then Samantha, and then Patricia.
Yes.
Okay.
And because I could just remember when Patricia died, it kind of changed something inside of me, and in that, in my mind, I had just kind of lost my only friend, or my last remaining friend, and in my reasoning, there's no one left but me, meaning that the next person they're going to kill is me.
Yeah. 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 There's yeah, gosh golly, that's horrific circumstances.
Yeah.
I thought there was another.
And like a lot of these girls that just come up missing, that's where they go, man. They're in that type of a situation until they take a backhoe and bury them out in some farm or some other place, And it's sad to say that, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember that Samantha went by. She's the only one that I ever heard a last name, and I believe she went by Samantha Jackson. And the police did run her name through there. At least they said they did, and it did not match a missing person for their database. So, I don't know if that was her real name or it's just something she went by, but I do know that I can remember her talking to me about just don't ever kill somebody for these people because then they own you. And that was part of her problem, is that they had used her to kill somebody, and so she figured no matter what, she was screwed.
Mm-hmm. Did Trump ever visit the brothel, or Trump was usually at the parties on the farms?
Just at the parties. I couldn't tell you who all went in there.
Yeah.
I can just remember Lynn dropping me off of there and just telling me how horrible it was going to be the whole trip. And, you know, I stayed there for however long, and then she came to pick me up. She got some money, but it wasn't very much, and she got angry. And whoever was running it just kind of laughed in her face because, you know, they said, "What are you going to do, take us to small claims court," you know?
Yeah. And what year did Lynn commit suicide again? Mary Lynn? 1980? 1980s?
No. It was... No. It was... Hold on, I can tell you. Just a minute. Wait a minute. No, that's not her. Nope, that's not her either. Let me put in Texas. That might help. There we go. Yeah, I'll send you a picture too.
Sure, that's helpful.
Let's see, 2018. Let's see.
So recent, that's right, it was recent.
Yeah, let's see. She passed away peacefully during the night at her home in Johnson City, Texas, July 28, 2018. And what I had heard is that she took a bunch of sleeping pills and washed it down with some Jack Daniels. But I don't have the, her autopsy report or anything like that. But here, I'll send you her picture as well.
Sure. I saw William Kyle's Facebook profile post a lot of pictures of cruise ship travel. So, I'm just going to pause recording here right now.